All right. Hey man, that song still ain't got no words. I don't even know if it's a real beat. Maybe somebody just made it. But it always give me hype. It always get me prepared. It always get me ready for the day. Um but yeah, man, it's a Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we coming to y'all with the emergency pad. Not we. Just I currently. There should be some people joining me here shortly, but until then, you just got me. You feel me? But like we start every show, even though this emergency pod, before we even get all the way into it, yeah, y'all know exactly what to do. Um, Subscribe, hit that post notifications, likes, comments, especially the post notification bell, because this was an emergency pod. Decided, well, the NBA decided it for me today that I'd be doing a pod, man. The NBA season has a very, very good, or does a very, very good job of going from like completely quiet and left for dead and silenced to shaking the whole world up uh, with one tweet or one post. You know what I mean? Like the NBA be on it, but the reason y'all all here, I'm pretty sure, Cat to the Knicks, Julius Randle to the Wolves, Karl-Anthony Towns. Um, has been traded. I don't know if it's completely official yet, but it says the Knicks are nearing a trade to send a package around Julius Randle and Donte DiVincenzo to Minnesota for Karl-Anthony Towns. I also read that it includes a first round pick. So uh Minnesota just kind of got a baby haul for Cat. I think they got kind of the best they can get out that situation. They said they did it to maximize Ant's like window or value, which is very, very interesting to me. Um, I kind of get it, but I don't know how you maximize his value for longer than the next 2 seasons, as they put it, when Julius Randle is a free agent next year. Um, so is Nas Reed. I know everybody just assumes they're gonna keep him, and I mean they're gonna have the bread, and they might have his bird rights. I gotta look up that. So they might have the leverage in that situation, but it's no guarantee that he comes back, and it's no guarantee that Julius Randle wants to stay in Minnesota. And maybe they saying this just gives them a 1 year kind of prove it type thing, and then after the possibility of a prove it type thing, then if they go far enough, maybe they can convince Julius Randle to stay. Maybe they don't care. Maybe this is just, like I said, a 1 year rental, and Julius Randle will be gone, and they still got cap space, and we'll see what other free agent wants to be in Minnesota. But I think trades is more so their way of making anything work versus trying to get somebody to actually come to Minnesota via free agency. So unless they like offer Julius Randle a bag, a baby extension, I don't see him necessarily wanting to stay there unless they make a really deep push and he just like, nah, I fuck with Minnesota. Like, it could also be a change of scenery for Julius Randle though. Like, we've seen him in huge markets. He's been in LA, he's been in New York. So it's like going to Minnesota, maybe he like it. Maybe he like the calm change of pace. Um, yeah, I don't know. I know there were questions about, at least I had questions about who's going to be the 1A or the 1 if Julius Randle was in New York. In Minnesota, we automatically know he's number 2. But like in New York, we had questions: whose team is this, Jalen Brunson or Julius Randle? Because if y'all um, if y'all remember, or y'all was following, Julius Randle was leading that team prior to being injured. Jalen Brunson took over and did what he did after Julius Randle hurt his shoulder and had to get season-ending shoulder injury surgery. So it was a lot of questions about who team we think it's gonna be and how they gonna fit and etc. We ain't gotta worry about that no more. They sent They got Julius the hell up out of there, man. Um, I don't know if I'm mad at it though. To be honest, I think this trade works well for both. Just being completely honest, I think it works well for both of them. Um, let's start with Minnesota. Minnesota gets a power forward. Now they can run one traditional big instead of having two 7-footers out there. I just feel like the Julius Randle at the four instead of Cat at the four kind of works more and works a little better for them, especially Julius Randle being an ISO scorer in the half court. That's what they needed a lot in the playoffs last year because it was either and or bust. So now you get somebody that has proven they can break down the defense one-on-one, ISO, go make tough buckets. I do think sometimes Julius Randle's makes the buckets too tough on himself. But another person with the ability to score it in the half court, not a bad defender. Uh, yeah, he aggressive, tenacious. He kind of just fits what Minnesota I think is attempting to build with the characters and the attitude, as well as the play style that other guys they're bringing in, like Terrence Shannon Jr. in the draft, Rob Dillingham. Like Rob Dillingham might not be as physically imposing as these other guys, but mentally he a killer, just like the rest of them. So I really think they are doing a lot, and this helps bolster the depth. I don't want to downplay Donte DiVincenzo. This helps bolster depth for Minnesota, so they can definitely go. So the starting lineup probably looks something like Mike Conley and Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Gobert. Then off the bench, you got Rob Dillingham, what's his name? Donte DiVincenzo, Terrence Shannon Jr., or maybe not even. Maybe you got Rob Dillingham, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and then Terrence Shannon Jr. I see. It's like they got depth, so you got a lot of pieces to play with over there. Really, I think it's just situational how they'll handle that, but I do think that Donte DiVincenzo is going to be top 8 in rotation for sure. So maybe Rob slides, maybe Terrence Shannon slides. One of them might end up G League cycle, probably Terrence Shannon. So yeah, maybe Rob, Donte. Trying to see. Rob, Donte, you got Nas. Shit, 3 out of 5 ain't bad for some depth. That's your 8. I like that. Nickeil Alexander-Walker. They kind of 9 deep. They deep. I ain't gonna lie. That was a great move to bolster the roster. They also got a first-round pick out of it. Let me read off to y'all the full details of what I got via the New York Times. The New York Knicks have acquired 4-time All-Star big man Karl-Anthony Towns from the Minnesota Timberwolves. League sources tell The Athletic. The Knicks will send the Timberwolves forward Julius Randle, guard Donte DiVincenzo, forward Keita Bates-Diop, and a future first-round pick via the Detroit Pistons. So those are all the details of the trade. Yeah, man, I like it. I like it a lot for both squads. It's not a inter-conference or nothing like that trade. Send them to the East, send them to the West. We don't have to worry about each other. I don't mind it. The Wolves also said they did it to get off some money. 2024, this season coming up, would have been the start of Cat's 4-year, $220 million extension, I believe. I can find that for y'all shortly. Yeah, Towns is set to begin a 4-year, $220 million max extension. That will pay him more than $49 million this season. So they kind of turned it into 2 players essentially. Julius Randle's making $29 million this season, and Donte DiVincenzo's earning $11.5. So they kind of turned that $50 million into 2 people. I'm not mad at them for that. That's smart business. I just don't all the way understand them saying that this is a move for Ant to quote unquote maximize Edwards' window longer than the next 2 years. I just don't I don't see how that's a guarantee unless you just have guarantees. Like, yeah, Nas said he's gonna sign back. Like, Nikhil Alexander Walker, when contract due in 2 years, is probably gonna sign back. Like, it's a lot of things. Um, it's a lot of things that can kind of go. Well, things that you think will go your way that won't. Like, if I'm being honest, like it's a couple things that you could just be like, all right, yeah, we're gonna re-sign Nas Reed. Maybe the bag bigger somewhere else, and you're not really willing to reach that far. All right, yeah, we got Julius Randle. This the last year of his deal, though. So is you gonna be without him again? And then what's the backup plan if these guys leave? Like, I don't know. I like it, but I think they should have made some more. And maybe they do have it, but made some more precautions to cover their own ass, if that makes sense. So yeah, man, it's a little tricky for the Wolves to me, but for the Knicks, I think this is a needle moving move for sure to me. The Knicks starting lineup will probably include. I hope they don't start what I've been seeing because this would be awful. Jalen Brunson at the one. Who was it at the two? Was it Mikal at the two? OG. Hold on. Cat at the five. Let me see real quick because I saw it. I'm trying to remember who they had at they two because it wasn't looking pretty. Bear with me for a second. I just know this ugly. Anyway, can't find it. But that starting lineup with four guards and then Cat, I don't like it. So if y'all was thinking of doing that, don't do it. Don't do it at all. Just being honest. Like, yeah, y'all gotta find somebody else in that four spot. But I do. Other than that, I do like it for the Knicks, man. It's a needle moving move. I think having a big that stretches the floor is crazy when you got the type of dribble penetrator that Jalen Brunson is, and he's unselfish. So it's like he's gonna get to the basket. You got shooters around him now. OG, Mikal, Cat, know what he can do for himself. Sorry to the person I'm disrespecting in this lineup. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh, they got Josh Hart. Yeah, I hope they don't do that. I hope they definitely don't start Josh Hart with them. The rest of them as four guards and Cat, who's really a four in his own right. So you really kind of small. The defense should be pretty much on point though. I'm not gonna lie, y'all should that defense should be lit. Um Sorry if I feel like I'm rambling, y'all, but this is very off the cuff. I ain't gonna lie. This is very unexpected. This is very something not used to. Um that's another thing about the Knicks. They kind of lose depth in this piece. With this trade, they definitely lose a little depth. Um Before the trade, they had DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Miles McBride, all expected to come off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Now DiVincenzo is gone. Like I said, Hart is the favorite to start in the starting lineup now. So it's just like now you got Miles McBride with an increased role off the bench. And then like who else? So that's another reason I say you should probably put Josh Hart on the bench, give you some more firepower over there. But like other than that, what you do? I mean, Mitchell Robinson supposed to miss the first 2 months of the year, so I know coming off the bench, you'll probably have him for a little bit, unless you decide to go two bigs like Minnesota did and rock out like that. I think you just got the better version of it. Um, yeah, I think the Wolves added some depth. I think the Knicks lost some depth. But I think the Wolves situation becomes a little tricky due to contracts and everybody kind of almost being up, kind of being due. Uh, yeah, man. This trade was shocking. I was actually at work. That's why y'all got to hit that. Let me remind y'all one time. Hit this button. That's why y'all got to subscribe, man, so I don't have to be at work and I don't got to miss these exciting events that kind of transpire. To be honest, man, I don't got to miss none of the up to date information. You know what I mean? I got in the car last night getting off work, phone blown up. I'm talking about 20 text messages. Obviously, Bleacher Report notifications, ESPN notifications. I got Shams post notifications on. So yeah, my phone was blown up when I left, and I'm like, "What's going on?" Cat to the Knicks. Definitely not a move that I thought I would see coming, and I can't say it's a move that anybody thought would be coming, like anybody on the outside, because apparently this is a deal that's already been in the works. So I'll read what I screenshotted of Bleacher Report. There have been talk for a while that Towns could end up being the odd man out in Minnesota because the team had $170 million committed to 6 players in uncertain ownership status. The 2024-2025 campaign marks the first season of Towns' 4-year, $220.4 million contract that was originally signed July 2022. So there have been talks for a while, end quote. Like, that is what it says. So maybe this been a thing. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like, I wonder how long it's been a thing, but it's apparently it's, like I said, been a thing, not to sound redundant. So there's no indication at this point that the trade was financially motivated, but the Timberwolves' estimated tax bill of $77.5 million is the second highest in the NBA. The franchise hasn't paid that luxury tax since the modern iteration came into being in 2011. So the franchise hasn't paid the luxury tax ever. They were $77.5 million into the luxury tax, the second highest in the NBA, due to Cat's contract, and they was like, "Nah, fuck that shit. Nah, we don't believe in you like that, and I ain't trying to pay that bread out of pocket." For people that don't know, like, luxury tax is what the owners got to pay out of pocket. Like, ain't no salaries, ain't no help, fans. It don't matter how many seats you sold, nigga. You owe us this much money. Pay us. So that is coming straight out the pockets. Yeah, this is still interesting. This is very, 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 very interesting. I ain't gonna lie. How y'all feeling if y'all in here? Y'all comment if y'all still in here. Let me know something. Yeah, this is interesting. And then getting rid of DiVincenzo too. Maybe that was like the sticking point. Maybe that was something they asked for. Them being Minnesota. Maybe they wanted more depth with a contract that was already signed. Because what happened to the Nova Knicks? Like, it was supposed to be the Nova Knicks. They was all supposed to be together. And now it's nothing never happened, and they never got to play a game together. So, and he just broke Donte DiVincenzo just broke the franchise record for 3-point makes in a season for the Knicks. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. They probably didn't want to do that, but that's very, very interesting. Oh yeah, here's a detailed quote. And like I said, I'm not gonna be before y'all long. I'll probably end this shortly. Just had to get my thoughts out there. But here's a detailed quote, let me say, of why the Wolves kind of made the decision. The Wolves made the deal to maximize Edwards' window for the long haul. Team sources told The Athletic. The Wolves wanted to make sure Edwards could be on a competitive playoff team for much longer than the next 2 years. and believe that the flexibility that this provides will aid that pursuit. Dylan Towns also could help them retain Naz Reid, and it says a wildly popular player in Minnesota who could be a free agent next summer. Kind of sums up everything we kind of talked about. That is my ramble in one quote. But just kind of like each piece I kind of touched on a little bit, but the Wolves wanted to make sure Edwards could be on a competitive playoff team for much longer than the next 2 years. That is the problem for me. That as your explanation with Naz Reid possibly becoming a free agent this year and Julius Randle also becoming a free agent this year, it's like, I mean, you did get a first rounder out of it, but it says a future. I don't know. I doubt that's this year's draft. I will say that. Hold on, maybe we get someone to join us real quick. But yeah, man, this is rough. I just don't get how you kind of still be a competitive playoff team if you lose the guys you just traded one of your guys for. You traded one of your, as much as we might down talk on Cat or any or whatever, like, yeah, he not bad. He's actually really skilled. Might be one of the most skilled bigs and skilled. Hear me out. Skilled bigs that ever graced this court. So I definitely want to give him a little bit of his flowers. It says, and they believe the flexibility this move provides will aid the pursuit. So, like, the pursuit, flexibility, words like that kind of makes me think they're going to go free agent hunting. Like, that's what they think they can get people to Minnesota. They think Ann is that big of a draw. I'm not sure if Ann is that big of a draw because it's still Minnesota. And I don't think Ann will be in Minnesota forever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he'll be there that long. So it just kind of depends. And I just think banking on re-signing somebody is a little nuts. Like, just banking on Naz Reid coming back. Unless you're going to get this deal done early, banking on him coming back is insane. Just putting that out there. The draft pick via the Pistons. Okay, here goes the draft conversation that I said I didn't really know earlier about that future draft pick that was included in this trade package. The draft pick via the Pistons is top 13 protected in 2025. So if the Pistons is 13 or worse, they won't get this draft pick. And then it's top 11 protected in 2026 for next year. So if they 11 or worse, they're not going to get it. And then top 9 in 2027. So if they 9th or worse, again, Minnesota does not get this deal. So if it doesn't happen by then it turns into a second-round pick. I would assume that it's a second-round pick in the following draft. So 2028, it'll be a second-rounder in 2028. If none of this stuff happens, if the Pistons don't get better by then, that's an interesting bank too. Because I think the 1 year kind of adds to this. I mean, the first rounder adds to this significantly instead of a second rounder. But yeah, man, LA in the building. LA is here.
Hey, audience, my fault for the tardiness. My fault, guys.
Sorry,
But
I'm a
my
Shannon
guy
Sharp.
holding it down.
Yeah, I'm a Shannon Sharp and Ocho you. I ain't gonna lie.
Hmm?
I said I'm a do you like Shannon Sharp and Ocho? I would just start
Nah,
cussing. He was late.
this was a surprise, guys. This wasn't scheduled, guys. It's a surprise. I already had prior engagements. My fault, y'all.
I did tell them that because I was rambling a little bit, and I did definitely tell them that this was so like off the cuff and so sporadic and spontaneous that You know, it got a little rough in here, but I do appreciate you. I was trying my best to hold it down for about 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Uh,
fuck, yeah, my
I ain't
fault,
gonna
yeah.
lie, it's a little rough. Shout out to all the people that do pods by themselves. It is a little rough. I don't even structure my life like that. I usually am here for talk and response, but now I had to talk, think, and respond to myself. So it was very interesting. Um, Next time I do it, if I ever have to do it again, I have a better structure for y'all because that was a little rough. I thought it would be a little easier than it was, and it was very difficult. So yeah,
My fault
shout
again,
out to
yeah, my
all of y'all.
fault again.
Shout out to Draymond Green. Basically, man, they know my kind of spill on this. So, what's your spill on it? Let me know if you need any extra details or
I'm, I'm
anything like that. But what's your instant reaction to this?
my instant reaction. This is me not taking a deep dive into numbers or anything yet. Like I like to take a deep dive in those type of areas, so like so I can know who I'm comparing the two players and stuff like that. But from seeing this trade initially last night, I was shocked immediately because I didn't think that was going to happen, especially within like a week or two from like training camp. So
Mhm.
this was kind of crazy to see, but I don't agree with the trades on both sides. To be honest
Wow.
with you, um, the reason why I don't agree with it is because I just got some reports on the way here, seeing DiVincenzo about him not being happy with his minutes. So that kind of changes a little my feelings on it a little bit. But what initially when I thought about this whole thing is Julius was out when you make this run. You're wondering if he's going to fit into the group and gel back into the group when he comes back with the new personnel that you guys actually added to your team. But you guys never gave it a chance to even like you know what I mean, like even figure it out, maybe even like try to play a minute on the game. DiVincenzo hadn't even played, so that Villanova ball didn't even gel together yet. So
Right.
you didn't even know if that could even work out for you guys yet. So that's the thing. You bring in Karl-Anthony Towns, which was stupid on the Timberwolves part, is because you guys just made it to the Western Conference Finals,
Hmm.
which I was kind of dumbfounded about because it's like how do you guys get rid of your other all-star player and you guys got to the Western Conference Finals and you guys beat the Nuggets, the defending champs, who are given the
Right.
Western Conference blues. You guys figured them out, the only team to figure them out, honestly. So it's kind of like when I look at that, I'm like, damn, do you really want to break up that dynamic and that chemistry that you guys already built with this team? So that's number one. Number two, I thought when I sat with it a little bit, I was like, on paper, the Knicks got a little bit better. You spread the floor a little bit better, in my opinion.
Hmm.
You probably, I know this is about to sound crazy to say, but Cat's probably the best big man 3-point shooter of all time.
It's not
It
crazy to
just,
say.
you know what I'm saying? But I know, but when you say the greatest, not saying like that, but he's the
Yeah.
greatest big man shooter of all time. So
Yeah.
when you
I,
put that mixed with Jalen
leave
Brunson,
it
I
at three
kind of
point
like,
shooter. That's where it get tricky. Leave it at 3 point shooter,
okay,
and
yeah,
it's nothing to talk about for me.
okay.
When we get to talking about shooters, it's like, oh, Dirk Nowitzki is a person.
I agree definitely. So I think that I definitely think. Hold on, 2 seconds, brother.
Got you. To the I didn't like the topic. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like the name. I
But
didn't like
yeah, so
that
my
at all.
my fault, Bresky. But
Mm.
but yeah, like I was saying though, I'm curious to see how this goes for these two respective teams. But I really think this was like a business trade instead of a personnel trade because they're saying that they want to maximize Ant's talent. But how are you going to maximize it? I feel like that that him pairing up with Julius wasn't really. I don't like this trade at all, man. I don't like this
Uh,
trade. I don't like this trade. Now that I'm talking about it more, and now that it's sitting with me, I don't like this trade. I think for both parties, you didn't even give it a chance to even see what it can do. You didn't even see what DiVincenzo can do with the Villanova boys. You guys didn't even give him a minute or a second on the floor. I don't like this trade. I don't like it at all. And you know how high I was on the Knicks when they're making this trade when we first got on the pod. I don't like this at all. I don't
this is
like this whole
why
thing.
we need two perspectives here, man. Because I was all on the board with I don't mind it. I think it's even swap no swindle. I think think it's pretty much the same. Like, so if we talk business, it's like, all right, Knicks, y'all take on this 4-year, $220 million contract that start this year, or he's owed $50 million this year. Sure, y'all take that. We take the risk of Julius Randle being a free agent and he might not want to be in Minnesota. And I think those is two things that kind of balance out. I'm gonna see you an all-star, and you got the risk of him leaving. I'm gonna see you an all-star, but you gotta pay the shit out of him.
Yeah. That's,
you know what I mean. As far as the business tip,
but if
I
I'm
like
Jalen
it.
Brunson, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to rip. Go ahead.
I was just saying I like it as a basketball move too, though, because it gives the Knicks some spacing, like you said, a big that can actually spread the floor, but also protect the paint. You're not getting out of none of the bigs they had. All the bigs they had is just live bodies. They have no skill. They just energy.
Mitch
Yeah,
got no
and then you got Jericho Sims after that. Like it's just energy.
Yeah.
It's just high energy and rebound. So now you got rebound, skill, and protect the rim. And then Minnesota, I think I got you. And then for Minnesota, I think you now have the ISO scorer. Like Cat's a good player, but he's not really an ISO scorer. I'm not giving him the ball on the block. Giving him the ball and telling him to go give me a bucket. I ain't gonna lie. I'd rather draw up a play for Cat in which I get him open or get him on a mismatch before I do, hey, go give me a bucket. With Julius Randle, he's kind of proven, no matter what you feel about him, because I'm not super high on him anyway, but he's proven that he can get an ISO bucket for sure. And some of them are tough too. So he can definitely help in that regard where it's like, all right, I'm going to take some of this stress off you. He's also like prototypical 4 size versus having 2 huge niggas down there. You know what I mean? And as far as them guarding Denver, I feel like they can probably have the same game plan. Like Julius Randle, strong as an ox. So having Jokic trying to back him down, and then having Gobert play the backside the same way they did with Cat. And then if he decides to face up, Julius Randle has the foot speed to go left and right. So I'm not saying it's going to work. I like Jokic over all of them, but I don't think it hinders them that much. And I think it's a needle mover for New York for sure. I think it's a huge needle mover for them.
And that's what I said too to my brother because he's a Knicks fan. I said the same thing to him as well. I'm like, last night, look, on paper, you guys made out better than what they did, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because it's all opinion based until we see it actually happen and actually be on the floor.
Starting 5 though, like I don't think they got better as far as everybody because I feel like they lost depth because you had Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, and McBride coming off the bench. Now DiVincenzo gone, Josh Hart is supposed to slide into the starting lineup, so now it's just Miles McBride. It's like
no, he's not supposed. Well, how are you gonna start in the starting lineup if it's gonna be?
That's the projected lineup I saw, and what I read earlier to the people, it said he's the favorite to move into the starting lineup. So it's like they're gonna go 4 guards in Cat if they use that lineup. I disagreed with that wholeheartedly. I disagreed with it wholeheartedly.
Nasty. If you bring Josh off the bench, man, that's
the graphic I saw had Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG, Cat. So it's like I don't agree with that. I'm with you on that one, but I don't think they necessarily got that much better. I feel like they got better in the sense of starting 5, and they starting 5 is always going to be on the court because that's how Tibbs plays basketball.
The reason why I said they got better is because now the direction that you guys were intending to go, that's the direction you guys are going. You know what I mean? Like you don't have anybody or have to walk on eggshells or adjust your game because of All-Stars coming back. Like I know I like to talk. Julius Randle, I'm gonna say this right now. Julius Randle has one of the most ugliest games, in my opinion, I've ever seen. You know what I mean? But I can't deny his workload. I can't deny what he brings to the court. He's an all-star. You know what I'm saying? So I can't deny that.
Right.
So if I know an all-star is coming back, I'm going to adjust my game. They were playing such good basketball. They were worried that they're all going to have to adjust their game back to Julius. So you get him off the books and you get him from your team, and you bring in Cat, who probably fits your game better. So that's the reason why I said they got better as well. The Timberwolves, I'm upset the fact that like I said, I don't want to keep harping on Julius in his game and how much I don't like his game. But everybody keeps telling me he stretches the floor, right? He stretches the floor. Everybody keeps telling me that. How can we refer to a person being a bull in a china shop and saying he stretches the floor? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, unique ability, man.
But how can we say that? And you can say you stretch the floor, but he's a bull in a china shop. That doesn't make sense to me. And how does that help? How does that help Rudy Gobert? How does that help Ant? Like, how does his game help them by him holding the ball for 17 seconds out of the 24 shot clock?
But that's what I said. Is for them times where, especially, so I know they're gonna stagger minutes, so he gonna get a lot of minutes where he out there by himself. I also just know shit when Ant on the floor, especially if Ant wants to be the defender that he wants to be, it's gonna like so. For example, that Dallas matchup, if he wants to go guard Kyrie, and then he needs to take 4 possessions off on offense, he has somebody now he can get the ball to and take 3-4 possessions off on offense, and you'll get a good shot.
See, that's what I think people are. Like I said, once again, he's an all-star, so I don't want to keep talking bad about Julius Randle. He's an all-star. What I don't get is when I'm like, even though Cat struggled last year in the playoffs, what I'm thinking is like when I look at him playing against Jokic, he gets to bring Jokic out. Now Jokic has to guard the 3-point line. Now the lane is open. Now I got this. Now you can mismatch with Cat, Rudy. You know what I mean? How their height difference, they play totally different from each other. You got Ant, you got McDaniels, you got Mike. Mike is getting older. So if this doesn't, we got to the Western Conference Finals. So it's one thing to be like, all right, we got to the second round 2 years in a row. Let's move Cat somewhere else to get some pieces. That no, you were knocking on the door. You know what I'm saying? It's not like y'all wasn't knocking on the door. And the people the people in the West who's like the biggest probably threat is the Nuggets. The Mavs got hot last year, maybe like 2 months before the playoffs started. And when they got to the playoffs, they continued that hot streak. So them beating you was more so about matchup. You're matched up to beat the Nuggets. This is the team that people are afraid of. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the team that people are like, yo, these guys have the chance to get back to the championship. And they still probably the favorites in the West. Even though the Mavs kind of reloaded a little bit. But dude, I don't like this, man. I don't like this at all. I'm not a fan of this trade, bro. I don't see how this helps Ant, bro. I don't.
I mean,
I know what you're saying, obviously.
the way they pitching it is that it maximizes a playoff contender past 2 years, essentially. And I read this, and people who've been here probably gonna get tired of me reading this, but it says the Wolves made the deal to maximize Edwards' window for the long haul. Team sources told The Athletic. The Wolves wanted to. Okay, my bad. I zoomed in. The Wolves wanted to make sure Edwards could be on a competitive playoff team for much longer than the next 2 years, and believe the flexibility that this provides will aid that pursuit. Dillon Towns could also help them retain Naz Reid, a wildly popular player in Minnesota, who could be a free agent next year. So to me, like breaking that down is what I was kind of doing before you joined, and kind of the word choice they selected. So maximize his window for the long haul is like, all right, I don't really get that because Cat is younger than Julius Randle. He a little more expensive, but he's still younger and provides a unique skill set. So that's the part I ain't really understand. But then the other part I ain't really understand. It was like more than just the next 2 years, but it's like Naz Reid could be a free agent next year, and then the dude you just traded for, Julius Randle, is a free agent next year. So it's like you could have lost your guy, lost the guy you traded him for, and then lost the guy you wanted to take the guy you traded spot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could lose all three, and you kind of going on a whim unless you just know something and you know you can get an extension done with one of these two. Then it's like,
Julius is gonna want his money.
Yeah, but do he want it in Minnesota? 1 year is not gonna kill him if he get it. That's what I'm saying. So you kind of did that for what? That's where my problems start to go. Where it's like his contract, Cat was locked up for the next 4.
And I think that the reason why they got that is because they know that if Anthony Edwards keeps the trajectory he's on right now, they're gonna have to break the bank. They're gonna have to break the bank. It won't be. They're gonna have to break it.
And I feel it, but I don't think he's staying either because he just got his extension already. He got his baby extension already.
And if he didn't want Cat to go, well, it depends. If that's his team and it depends. Like I said, I feel like they played this wrong. I think Cat showed them nothing, and the reason why too, because Cat showed them nothing but loyalty. He could have asked for a trade long ago. You know what I'm saying? He could have asked for a trade long ago.
He never asked for one to put that out there for people.
I just seen that today.
He didn't request it.
He just bought a house I seen like 2 or 3 days ago with Jordan Woods down there. So that's even crazier. He gets traded at 3 a.m. or something like that. Not 3 a.m. He gets traded. He's in the facility at like 3 a.m. working out with his dad. Minnesota facility. This is crazy.
Yeah. Like, no, I was actually just reading that. It says Towns was quote unquote stunned by the trade. According to a league source, she was working out at the Timberwolves practice facility this week in preparation for one of the most anticipated seasons in Timberwolves history. The Wolves were coming off an appearance in the Western Conference Finals, and Towns believed he was a major part of the franchise's plans to go one step further this season. So, I feel, I mean, that's the business in sports. Let's say that.
And if I'm DiVincenzo, I'm pissed too because now I feel like y'all use me as trade bait. Like, y'all use me, y'all use, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, y'all brought me here. I didn't work out with the Bucks. I didn't work out with the Warriors. Cool. I get here. I found a role for myself that I'm succeeding in. Cool. You bringing pieces over. Fine. We found success. You bringing you're bringing in my college teammate who everybody wanted us to get, and you have us 3 here to get him here. He's the missing piece here. This is what you guys are telling. This is what you guys are feeding the media and feeding us. So you feed us this, and you get him over here. Then I find out that all summer you guys been talking to trade me, and then and I finally get traded.
Yeah, that's a little rough. That's a little rough considering.
After the pay cut, I'm even more pissed. Like, that's foul.
Hey, we gonna super reverse. We're going to super reverse because 2 things I said came into fruition, and you reminded me after having this conversation. Remember when we was on here and I was telling y'all about people's minutes and their roles is going to be a problem. These niggas started playing 40 minutes a game. Y'all not going to get the same production, and they're going to want to play. You're not just going to bring a nigga from another team. I don't care how close we are. You're not going to bring a nigga from another team to the team that I, like you said, carved out my own role on. Made myself a name here. You're not going to bring him here and then say, hey, well, you was playing 35 to 40. Granted, you probably shouldn't play in that because of injuries. So say your time was 25 to 30. Now you're going to play 15 to 20 because he's here. Nigga, you got me fucked up.
Exactly.
You got me super fucked up.
So I see his frustrations on one.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm definitely going to talk to y'all about that. I don't know if I like that. They was like, yeah, nigga, you was cool to come over here, but don't talk to us. You come over here, World Wild West and Leon don't do that. Yeah, you was good until you start talking, nigga. You was all right until you start running your mouth. Now you gotta go. And it's like, all right. And then the other thing that I said that came into fruition that you just brought up, that fucking pay cut. You're the man. You don't take pay cuts. You are the man. You don't take pay cuts because the organization is always going to do what they want to do. It's never going to be a situation that they don't do what's best for them. Nigga, if they could get LeBron James or Kevin Durant for you right now, nigga, you're gone.
You know, my brother said, like I said, he's a big Knicks fan. And a lot of Knicks fans they're not happy with this trade. They're actually upset. I've seen, it pains me to say this, but I know more Knicks fans that I would like to know. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And they are not agreeing with this trade, especially he the biggest Knicks fan I know. My brother is like, he is upset that this is because Julius Randle's a fan favorite for the Knicks, apparently. I don't know why, but he's saying ever since when Melo left and all that, Julius Randle was their guy. You know what I'm saying? He's been holding it down ever since, Yeah. So I get it and stuff like that. But what's even crazier, right? So I'm looking at Jalen Brunson, which I totally agree with you, which I'm about to piggyback off of. I take the pay cut. y'all basically giving me the keys. Y'all name me captain. I tell y'all what I need to win or to succeed to get over the hump. I need my players to come here. It's who I need. I need my brothers to play with me. So that all happens, right? So all this happens. You trade them. You bring over somebody else. Now you're trading DiVincenzo. How am I supposed to feel by taking this pay cut? How am I supposed to feel with me and you in the organization? Now I'm the captain. How am I supposed to feel?
You fucking
If we
idiot.
don't win, if you don't win, if you don't win, if this don't pan out the way you think it's gonna pan out, if people start dipping on us and everything like that, how am I supposed to feel about this when you need to give it 1 minute to even
I mean, I
see
guess
how
this
it
is.
happened?
I guess when you take the pay cut, you can afford cat contract at that point. I guess that's the way they'll phrase it to him. Like, we wouldn't be able to afford his contract if you didn't take the pay cut. But y'all wouldn't have to afford his contract if y'all just did what y'all said y'all was gonna do.
At least give it a
No,
half a
don't give it a
season.
dribble. No, don't give it a dribble. Apparently, it's just
But
whatever it
I'm saying
is. It's like,
you got Deuce McBride, you have Josh, you have DiVincenzo. That's you hella deep on the guard on the guard tip. Are you straight? You got a whole bunch of people who play two ways. who was just defense, offense. I'm a plug in. Like, this is craziness right here. Now, I don't know what the Knicks were thinking. I don't know what the Timberwolves are thinking. That's why I said this had to be some type of business trade, or like something happened has to happen inside, or Ant must have not been feeling somebody, or Jalen Brunson knew the whole. I don't know, but this came out the blue. Number one, it came super late. I get they're both all-stars. They kind of cancel each other out a little bit. But I feel like both of those players were too important for their team for them to succeed now. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. That's why I
I
think
do.
when I started with even swap no swindle, because as far as production, I feel like you get the same.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're gonna get the same. You're gonna get the same production. You just get different play styles. So it's like,
but see, even I was surprised though last night because I had told my brother, I'm like, how much your cat average? He was like, shit, you only average like 21 something, like 21, 8, and 3. I'm like, that shit don't sound like cat numbers. I'm like, damn, you know how I feel about it. I think that nigga soft. But like, I'm like, yo, I think his numbers should be greater than that. So I looked it up. Nah. But then I started like thinking, I'm like, well, how many 40-point games does this nigga have? How many 40-point games does Julius have? So I started thinking, what makes Cat that slight edge is because he can burst out for 40 points every now and then, or like every, you know what I'm saying, a deep 38, like every couple of games. You know what I mean?
I think that's because his efficiency shooting the three ball. I think that's what it is. Julius Randle is a lot of free throws and layups.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, cosmetically, his game looks a little better, but when you start deep diving in,
That's what I'm saying.
it's
Production is
about
the
even.
same. I think
Exactly.
mindset is a thing that played a part in this too. Like, yeah, we're
And
trading for
that's
Julius
true.
Randle, but I feel like if Julius Randle had one of them, I don't want to say soft people, but soft people mindsets, like, that wouldn't have worked. They wouldn't have
That's
did that.
true.
He can't
And
just. He didn't have
and
that aggression, that physicality, that dog. Like, that's what they fill in that team with to me, bro. Straight dogs, like straight
the Knicks,
animals. No, the Wolves.
the Wolves.
Straight wolves, nigga. Yeah, fuck a dog. They straight wolves. You feel me? Like,
So and that's also too. I told my brother the same thing. I'm like, Jalen Brunson and Cat personality seem like they match more, and it seems like Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle
yeah,
personality match more. But as I'm looking at it and stuff like that and analyzing the trade, I think the Knicks will have more success before the Timberwolves will have more success. But that's just from like I'm
I think
saying.
that's from a conference perspective, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That's
that's
what I'm
just from a
saying.
conference perspective. I
And
don't think that
that's
has
what I'm
anything to do
saying.
with it.
When you're in the West, I feel like every move it means something at this moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Like,
like, I don't see no problem with that though. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't see no problem with it.
but not even that though. The East is kind of deep now too, because like, you got four contenders, legit
You
contenders
got
now.
four, but I mean, in the West, if you really think about the West, bro, you got like 8 niggas that come out over there. Like, it's like,
Nah, hell, the Nuggets, the Suns. I don't even know about the Timberwolves anymore now. Now
Nuggets,
I don't know.
Suns. I'm still putting the Wolves in there. Nuggets, Suns,
I
Wolves,
don't even know anymore.
Thunder.
Like I said, Thunder,
You forgetting the
Thunder for sure. I
Thunder,
forgot the and the Mavs.
the
So five,
Mavs. I'm not really
four in my
sure how
eyes.
you.
I ain't counting the
I'm
Timberwolves.
not really sure how you feel about Sacramento.
I like them getting Debo, but I don't know. It doesn't move me. That doesn't move me.
I feel like I'm missing some, so I'll just go to.
I would say the Clippers, but them boys, nah.
NBA West.
I would say us, but I'm scared that we got the same roster.
I was about to say I don't really like mentioning Lakers too much, but
we got the same roster, bro. Don't even mention this. We good. I'm a realist when it comes to my team.
Oh, the Grizzlies will be back this year. That's what I'm missing. I know they'll be back this year. I ain't. Y'all
they got rid of Steven Adams and picked up Zach. That Zach dude, he needs time to adjust. So I'm not really putting too much stock on him yet.
Time to adjust. Bitch, you are 7 feet tall in a pick and roll with John Moran. If you set this screen, first of all, if it's an efficient screen, he's gone. First of all, he's in the basket. It doesn't even matter what you do. What you do don't even matter at this point. Nigga, defensive rebound, block a few shots.
I don't think they're gonna be as good as people keep trying to put them. It's just because Ja back, even though I love Ja's game.
But I mean, he's the thing that make it run. Ja back, Desmond Bain got a taste of being the one, so he kind of worked on his game a little bit. Jaren Jackson,
Brooks,
but you know what I'm saying? Jaren Jackson. I think Memphis will be back into it, but I think you got like 6 teams that could genuinely come out the West over there.
And that's what makes it even more scary because, like I said, if I'm a GM, I get everybody's like the dog and stuff like that. But if I'm a GM straight up, if I'm a GM, we got to the Western Conference Finals. I'm looking at it like, damn, we just got to the Western Conference Finals with the West being tough. It's probably going to be tough, even tougher next year. Damn. Let me keep what got me here. At least I know if we match up with the Nuggets again, who niggas is afraid of, we have a great chance of beating them. Let me just add pieces on. You got Rob. Let me see what is out there. You let Kyle Anderson go, which I thought was a beautiful thing to do. I like slow-mo, but I hate his game. You bring in somebody who can affect off the bench and stuff like that. You don't trade your all-star power forward for Julius Randle, who's another all-star, but still you don't mess up the dynamic like that. That's why I'm so upset about that. And it sucks. I'm like, damn, Ant just had so much success with during these playoffs and this summer. I want to see what he does going in this year. Maybe this gives him more room to work and may gives him more room to shine and doesn't have to worry about somebody. But you also brought somebody who's going to demand the ball as well. He's going to demand the ball ISO-wise.
I opened the show up with that. He ain't demanding shit. And he ain't demanding shit in Minnesota. Literally opened the show with that. So I said some people have questions whether or not Jalen Brunson or Julius Randle is going to be the one in New York. And that's not a fucking question in Minnesota. Bitch, you fall in line.
He's not going to be the number one for sure.
No, I'm saying you fall in line. So that's what I'm saying. So it ain't no demanding shit. My shots come first. When I'm done shooting, here you go. Your turn, nigga. But
that's not going to result back to a Western Conference Finals. You just got worse.
I mean, not really, because Cat is the same way. He's just not as demonstrative. So everybody that's good in the NBA, we talking about these all-star level niggas, they want the ball, bro. Now, some people not going to yell in your face, nigga, give me the ball, but some of them, they do definitely ask the most mid-trade ever. The Knicks won, in my opinion, just for the fact they got rid of Randle. They were upstairs looking real second in the East. Wolves just took themselves down a notch to me.
Literally.
That's
literally what I'm saying.
I disagree. I feel like depth matters.
Just says verbatim what I said. That's
fact. I feel you. I feel like depth matters.
But nigga, who the Wolves got Nas coming off the bench. They got
you got Nas, you got Rob, you got Terrence Shannon Jr., you got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I just named you.
I don't. Nah.
Just named you 5 people.
That they bring me that team with the Suns. I'm taking the Suns.
But what?
It won't happen the same way.
Wait. But the Knicks is good enough, and they got Miles McBride, the only person on their bench.
Dude. Whoever is going to slice and dice it, right? They're not gonna. Okay, I understand what the Instagram or whatever starting lineup is, but if they use that starting lineup, they'll be stupid. Okay,
but even if Robinson in that starting lineup, even if
okay, look, you got Mitch. You got Mitch's. Who's their starting lineup? You got Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG, Cat, and then you got Mitch.
Mitch Robinson will be gone for the first 2 months, by the way.
or when he ever comes back. Off the bench, you would have Josh, you would have McBride, you would have what's 45 name again? We just said it.
Jericho Sims.
Yeah, Jericho Sims. Who else? Who else did they have on their bench? They got Trey Burke still, right?
No,
he left.
I didn't see Trey Burke play a game. Other than last year.
They picked him up last year, right? And yeah, they got rid of Bogdanovich. Shit. Yeah, you might be right. Shit, they got rid of Bogey. Shit, they got rid of Bogey. Let me think.
So Miles McBride and Josh Hart is not.
Evan.
Miles McBride and Josh Hart not better than the bench of Minnesota. Better than Cat. Better than what's the name? Nas.
But
Nas and who you want to put on the bench?
Like I said, Nas, Rob. Who are the most effective on their bench is Nas and the cousin of Shakes.
Nikhil Alexander Walker, you got him, and then you got, man, I like Terrence Shannon too. Then you got Donte now. We forgetting about Donte. Like Donte coming off the bench. Like, come on.
Yeah, they probably got
they deep, bro. They 9-10 deep. I'm not gonna say they just got worse, bro. I'm not gonna say that.
But they didn't get okay. Put it that way. They're better than what I thought they were going to be. But in the West, I'm still taking the Suns over them. I don't think they have enough. Power to even compete.
I was gonna say I ain't gonna lie. My only love for the Suns come from Kevin Durant. Other than that, if you really look at their roster and their team, it's like they lack of depth too. They're at a lack of depth too.
Then when they picked up Tyus, they got D.
I like that move a lot.
They got KD. I got Brad. They got KD. They got Nurkic still off the bench. They got who did they get off the bench? They got Mason Plumlee off the bench. Eric Gordon's off their bench now too because he went to Philly. Let me see their roster real quick.
Any team relying on Randle and Gobert got worse. I'm sorry. I would have started Nas.
He said they got Josh. They got Grayson still. Yeah, they straight. They got Josh Grayson, Royce O'Neal. Yeah, they okay. Y'all, you tripping? They all right.
Yeah, I feel you. I forgot they got Grayson and Royce. I like Royce a lot.
They got Josh too. They all right. They straight.
I don't know, JC. I disagree with that. I don't think Julius Randle is as bad as people like to make him seem, and Rudy Gobert is great at what he do. Like it ain't.
You sound like my brother. It's not the fact that Julius Randle is bad. It's just cosmetically his game is not a.
It don't look good. It don't look good. But we're not talking what it look like. We talking about production and if it's gonna help. If it's gonna work, if it's gonna help.
But that's the thing though. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I've watched 82 games of the Knicks. You know what I mean? Every time they're on. What I can say is though I've seen Julius Randle play multiple times from the Lakers to the Pelicans to the Knicks. But I've also seen him do is his game has always been the same. It's just more polished now. It's the same game. It's just polished.
Which is everybody though.
That's not true. Some people actually change their game to fit somebody else's. You know what I mean? His game,
and that's usually when they fuck up. I ain't gonna lie. That's usually when they start fucking up.
Sometimes, but because
most of the niggas that's good, they do the same shit. They've been doing the same shit since they entered the league. I ain't gonna lie. It's just more efficient. It's more polished. Niggas for example, when niggas like Russell Westbrook stopped doing the run real fast, pull up midi at the elbow, you got worse. Yeah. You got worse. Your offensive game got worse when you took that out. You try to change your game into something else.
But I've also seen Julius Randle on multiple occasions, which irks me the most. My biggest gripe with him. Why are you holding the ball for 15 seconds to get that nasty in the basket where you do this with the left off? I don't like that. You got to stop it. You know what I'm saying? You got to stop it. It doesn't look good.
The fuck did you just do?
It doesn't look in the air when he be taking a bump. You know what I'm saying? In the air, bro. You got to stop that, bro. You got to stop that, dog. You in the air, but you got to relax, bro. He missed it. Get the rebound back. Put it back up. Get the. I'm like, bro, you gotta. Your 30 does not look good. You know what I'm saying? It don't look good.
I feel you.
And then if you're holding the ball that's my main thing with him though. Like, you can't hold the ball for 15 seconds and be like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't have the offense flow or be a stretch floor. Or we call you a bull in a china shop. Like, your game, nah, man, it doesn't matter.
I agree with what y'all saying, and I do think it's a slight tweak, but I think. Shit, you don't make that trade if you don't like what he brings to the table. So it's like
I think they like what he brings off the table going into the following year, the next year. That's what I think because Rudy Gobert's going to be gone. They're going to ship him off after this year. Trust and believe me, they're going to ship him off.
I think it depends.
Michael Porter
Depends on how much is left on that contract because you gave up a lot to do that. I think that's the reason he's gone and Cat's not. I mean, Cat's gone and he's not because of how much you had to do to get him. To be honest, I think that's the real reason.
But that's the thing though, right? So you trade Cat, homegrown piece, all-star, this, that, and the third. You're going to keep Rudy, Julius. You're talking about the people keep talking about he's a stretch floor. The paint's going to open. What did they get with Cat? The paint was wide open in the offense. We had him on the 3-point line. You clog up the middle. Julius is going to spend more time in the inside than he's going to be on the out.
That's once he get the ball, though. I think that's what y'all misunderstand. And Julius is not going to go be 7 feet, post up on the block, and be in the lane. Exactly. So sometimes when we talk about the paint being crowded, Rudy can't go no further than 6 feet out. So the big is essentially still sitting in the paint. And then on them times, Cat wants post up touches. Now you got 2 bigs down there. That's how we get clogged lanes and whatnot. With Julius, it's like, shit, you could sit there and help. I'm going to shoot this bitch if you know what I'm saying? Leave me open. And then if you come out here, you come guard me. Now you only got 1 big like that. And if he do post up, it's going to be in the mid post, like you said. It's not going to be on the block. Not for real, unless you got a baby, and then everybody just moves out the way. And if that's the case, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think this is as big of a fall off. I'm going to continue to say it's even swap, no swindle to me. I feel like it's the same thing. Like, you get what you needed from a player. I get what I needed from a player.
Well, ultimately, if they don't get to the Western Conference Finals or the Finals, this trade was a fail. You know what I'm saying? Like this wasn't you were knocking at the door to the NBA Finals. Like this, if you don't get back there, this was a failed trade.
Well, I said that about the Knicks when they traded for Mikal Bridges. So now, shit, I think that puts.
Nigga, if I was nigga, I'm nigga. Give me A-Rod, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You own the team now. You letting this fly? Because if we don't get to the Western Conference Finals next year, I'm calling for heads. We just got to the Western Conference Finals last year.
I think that's a lot to ask, bro. I ain't gonna say it's a lot to ask. I think let me change. I don't think it's a lot to ask, but I think that's like a big ask, if that makes sense. Like, oh, if we don't get to the Western Conference Finals, then the shit was a fail. It's like, no, nigga. Do every team that make the finals and don't go back to the finals have a failed season? No, you didn't fail, nigga. Maybe other teams get better. Teams do get better as well. We not the only teams making moves. Like, it's just
no, we get it. But we were designed
matchups matter. Matchups matter too.
That's true. And maybe they seen the matchup the Mavs exploited with them last year, and then made some adjustments. And I get that. But
that's what I'm saying. JC kind of put it the way I'm trying to put it. Like, progression ain't always linear. Like, it's not always the same. It's like, if they had Cat and they didn't go back, would you say they failed? It's like, no, nigga, y'all came up short again. Like, what happened? Why'd y'all come up short? It's like situational for me.
I'm not gonna lie. When they beat the Nuggets, I thought the niggas going to the finals. When they beat the Nuggets, them niggas going to the finals in my head. I said, did you beat the Suns and the Nuggets?
Then you caught the matchup.
Exactly, right. And
matchups is the thing in the playoffs that people don't really understand, bro. Matchups is a huge thing.
You got to understand because
not us. I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, but to break it down, you have to. The Suns and the Timberwolves. The Suns are a better team on paper than the Timberwolves. You go into there, the Timberwolves smack the brakes off you. The Nuggets are the defending champs, and they matched up with them well. You know why they matched up with them well? Because the same GM with the Nuggets that formed that same team
built the Timberwolves.
To beat the Timberwolves. Now, right? When you start getting into that, right? We were designed to beat the Nuggets. Now, let's say if they face the Nuggets again, I know you said you were confident with Julius Randle and then facing the Nuggets again. Are you though? Are you confident with that Julius Randle team going to the Nuggets house?
Yeah, because it's the same. It's the same philosophy. The philosophy don't change. It wasn't like Cat was one-on-one ISO against Jokic and he was doing that. No, he had the defensive player of the year, regardless if you think he earned it or not, behind him. Or you had a 7'3" French nigga that can block shots behind him. Let's take defensive player of the year out of it. So it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna get up in you because laterally I move better than Gobert, so I'm gonna get up in you. And if you want to move side to side, I'm gonna move side to side with you. You use your physicality and your strength, or the off chance you use like a crafty move and get by me, I got help backside. Like that's the same philosophy.
But we're talking about
Julius Randle. It's the same thing.
But what about flip though? Well, now I have to bring Jokic to that 3-point line because now Cat's a 3-point threat. And now it takes him from doing what he wants on the defense. I mean, on the defensive side of in the middle.
I don't think he was guarding him anyway, was he?
He was.
I'm saying when they ran him at the 5, he was running, but
no, he was guarding him because Aaron Gordon started picking up Rudy Gobert because some niggas wasn't no threat. He wasn't an offensive threat. He wasn't an offensive threat at all. So when they were playing, I've seen multiple times where Jokic will be out on Cat. That's what Nas Reed was killing. Because I was about to say I got to relook into that because I definitely think it was different. Because I know Aaron Gordon used to jump out on Ant for a little bit, but he would go back. And from what I remember, unless they did it that way, unless they did it in reverse and had Jokic guarding Cat, and then if he get by him, then Aaron Gordon because he can block shots. But it wouldn't. It still don't kind of make sense. I would put Jokic on Gobert because he's not gonna post up. And so, like I said, I had to go back and relook at it, but like he's not gonna be an offensive threat. And my best player, I don't want him in foul trouble, and I don't want him running around. So I'm gonna fucking sit him on the block with the nigga that ain't gonna do shit. No, when I was watching it, like I said last year when we were watching it and stuff like that, you should definitely go back. When I seen Cat and him bringing out Jokic and what Nas Reed was doing. It basically offsets each other. With the Rudy Gobert, you have 3 7-foot niggas who are rotating. I feel like that game plan is more effective than you bringing in Julius Randle. I get it.
Why are y'all mentioning Julius Randle's 3-point shooting like he's Ben Simmons? Why are y'all talking about him like this?
No. Okay, nobody's saying he's Ben Simmons.
No, y'all. Well, I'm saying you and JC kind of referring to him like niggas is gonna paint sit on him. Like niggas is gonna sit at the fucking elbow and be like, "I dare you." I don't see that happening.
Me personally, I don't know.
I don't see that happening at all.
Before I put this statement out, let's see. Julius Randle 3-point percentage.
He's like 30 something. 30. I think last year was 34. He career like 33. I looked it up already today. Career 33.
So once again, you to me you're good for 2 or 5. You give me 2 out of 5. I give you that. But you're talking about the greatest 3-point big man shooter we just traded. We just traded the greatest one. Statistically wise as well. So I don't think that's even comparable here. You know what I mean? What we're losing from a 3-point perspective.
Yeah, but it's not like they treated him as such, if that makes sense. Like it's not like they was ball denying. So they wasn't treating Cat like niggas treat Clay and Steph. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like, oh, ball deny. No, this nigga catch it is going up. No, it was if this nigga's open, he's gonna knock it down. Don't leave him open. But we're not playing deny. We're not hugging. We not. It doesn't make this essentially 4-on-4 because I'm guarding him that far out. They're not doing that to him either. Like it's the same thing. I think they're gonna guard him in the same spots.
If I see Cat in the 3-point line, I'm like, oh shit, Cat out there. I gotta close out. If I see Julius, like, let me see what you got, nigga. Is you hot today? You know what I'm saying? Is you hot right now?
I feel where y'all coming from as far as comparing the two, as far as who's a shooter and who's not necessarily a shooter. But I think that's a little absurd, and I think that's a little discrediting. I ain't gonna lie. I think there's definitely discrediting him.
To sum this up, in my personal opinion, I'm not a fan of this trade. I have to, in order for me to be a fan of this trade, I understand that I might be a little harsh or I might be a little tough on this, but the Timberwolves, if you guys don't make it to the Western Conference Finals, I look at it as a bust. This wasn't a smart trade to me. The Knicks,
I think you got to hold them to the same standard. If they don't make the finals, it's a bust.
But the Knicks, I feel like you guys were stupid for giving up Donte DiVincenzo. That was stupid. I like that you guys acquired Cat because I've been saying trade Julius since the nigga got there. I said you guys would never win with him being on your team. But like I'm saying, so I'm not gonna retract that statement. But only fault like I get on you guys is you trading Donte DiVincenzo for what? That was stupid to me. Guys,
How you not gonna hold them to the same standard?
Y'all should give up Deuce McBride. Why the fuck
did
you give up Donte?
Wait. How you not holding them to the same standard?
Because they didn't get to the Western Conference.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They made everybody says they're supposed to be real good. They lost in the second round in what 7, 6, 7 last year.
They lost in like 5. They got like it's like the Pacers handled them up like because it was injured. It's like second round. They got injured. I mean,
no
check right now.
Ain't no way they got him out of there in 5.
I think they got him out of there in 5. 5. NBA Knicks. Let me see. You seen it?
No. I'm typing my damn self.
Pacers.
Yeah, they won 4-3. That went to 7.
Okay. So that's not bad.
That's what I'm saying. They injured. They went to 7 in the second round. They added players. They added niggas that they think would have won them games. So that automatically puts you in the next round. If we're projecting, that automatically puts you in the next round because we don't think y'all. I'm not gonna say we. Y'all don't think the Pacers are good. So that automatically puts you in the Eastern Conference Finals. And does making this move for Cat was not a move to make the finals? Was that not a finals move?
Yeah.
So to me, if they don't make the final, that's their intention. Like that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna hold them to that same standard, like if you're gonna hold the Wolves to the standards, y'all made this trade. Y'all should at least be back where y'all was because y'all thinking y'all got better with this.
I just look at the dominance they had in the playoffs, though. Like the Knicks they were competing. Everybody was happy that they were competing. That not just how far they were getting. They made it to the playoffs and they are competing. This is something that we're heading in the right direction for heading in the wrong direction for so long. I'm mad at the Timberwolves. What the fuck you think
Minnesota did? That's the exact same thing.
That's what I'm saying, though. I'm mad at the Timberwolves because you guys dominated the playoffs. You guys didn't compete. You dominated. You dominated the Suns and you dominated the Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like you guys were holding the Nuggets with us like under 50 points going into halftime. They had like 30 points. You guys weren't just winning these games. You guys were dominating these games. These aren't regular wins. You're dominating KD. You're dominating Devin Booker. You're dominating Bradley Beal.
Okay,
you're dominating the defending champs.
They swept them. I don't know about dominating. Nigga, dominating. We went to 7. Ain't no dominating. We went to 7.
Dude, I'm talking about how they were competing with Denver. They had to make an adjustment to who they were and how they were playing all year. When I say the words are dominating, we know how good the Nuggets are. We know how good that team is and how good that makeup is. If Ant-Man is killing veterans like this, and he's in his 3rd or 4th year, and he's killing these fools like how he was doing in the playoffs and having the success that they found, why break that chemistry up, Judah? Why break it up? For what?
So why can't I say the same thing about the Knicks, bro? You giving me the same thing?
No. That's what I said.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's fair.
I said they were both bad trades on both sides. I think the Knicks on paper got a little bit better than the Timberwolves.
My thing is, especially what you saying, they got a little bit better. My thing is, how you gonna say the Timberwolves experiment is a fail if they don't make the Western Conference Finals? And the Knicks is not a fail when they supposedly got better than the Timberwolves. They got better. They just got better than them.
I just told you. Because we went there last year with this person. If
I don't matter
next year with this person who I think is an equal, you said equal trade. So no fall off should happen. No fall off whatsoever should happen because this is an equal trade. No fall off.
I'm talking about equal. No. Equal as far as situation. Equal as far as no swap, no swindle. Meaning you got what you wanted you got what you needed out of this, and so did I. Not necessarily they're the same guy.
How did I get what I needed out of this if I don't get back to where I got to last year? I got worse.
Bro, from a playing style, you want a tradition. If you want a traditional 4, or if you don't want to go 2 bigs no more, shit, you get a small guy who produces the same and can actually and is an actual 4.
Okay.
And then in the Knicks situation, you get you a big that can spread the floor when you didn't have one. One hand wash the other. You get what you needed while I get what I needed. You're saying if we don't make it back to the same place we made it, then it's a fail. And it's like, bro, that's not you have to. That means majority of teams fail their year after they did something. After they did something good, they fail right after. Like 90% of teams, bro.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, right?
That's what I'm saying. You can't just say like niggas made the finals. Oh, they're making it. So Boston has to make the finals this year, or else it's a fail. No, they down there have to win. Because that's what you're saying. But they won last year. They was there and they won last year.
Because when you win, I don't care what you do for the next 10 years. You won. If you just won, you can break it up. I don't have to pay you no more. I have to do this. We do this every year to hopefully win. You know how many times? You know how many teams have gone without winning in a long period of time?
The Mavs don't make the finals.
So getting to the Western Conference, the Mavs got to the finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
They weren't great all last year. So we're not gonna just sit here and act like they were a great team.
That doesn't matter.
They got hot in the playoffs. So what did they do? What did they do when they got to the playoffs and they got to the finals? What did they do in the offseason?
Added.
Not subtract. We didn't subtract. We added. We added to what we already had to our two all-stars. Our two all-stars. We added this. We're adding more onto them to help to see what we can get better at.
You act like they didn't lose. There is no addition without subtraction for real in most of these situations.
Who did they lose? Josh Green?
And Derrick Jones Jr. is no longer part of the team either.
Derrick Jones Jr. Who Jason Terry, who Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown were taking turns.
Yeah, but but that's the same nigga that was locking. That's the same nigga that was locking up the series before that helped you get there. Like you're not just adding without subtracting, bro. None of these teams be the same coming into the next year, bro. Like you can't just say that. I completely disagree with that statement. It's a fail if y'all don't get back to where y'all was the season before.
If I'm the Timberwolves organization,
but now that doesn't matter for everybody else. It only matters for the Timberwolves. I can't say that either. That's what I'm saying. That means everybody fails. You're either saying majority of teams fail after they had some success.
See, you want to generalize. So when it comes to my argument, you want to generalize it. But when it comes to your arguments, you want to be everything is situational. Situational comes into arguments as well. The Knicks are a big market. They're a huge market. They're a huge market. They're with them being terrible, bad, good, and nothing like whatever they're doing. The Timberwolves, the Timberwolves right now. They need an identity. They have a player. They found a player who can give them an identity as an organization right now. So if you just traded your other all-star, who you found success with at the height, when has the Timberwolves even remotely got to the Western Conference Finals? I think the last time I got there was with KG, right? Am I correct? KG, right? Am I correct? Like so, If you haven't found success since 2004, in 2024. And the person who showed you nothing but loyalty is staying and saying, I want to be here. It's letting you know, not even have to say it. It's actually just showing you that I want to be here. You trade him for Julius Randle, who has 1 year left on his contract. And if I don't get to the Western Conference Finals after I just traded my other all-star, or at least remotely can even try to get back there, how can I not look at this from a fan standpoint or a person observing and saying, that was the wrong trade? You shouldn't have done that. You've gotten worse. Anything, if you haven't surpassed or even got close to what you did previously, you've gotten worse.
I still don't think. I just don't agree.
How?
I just don't agree. Just don't agree.
How?
Because I think JC put it best, bro. This shit not linear, bro. It's not the same, bro. You don't have the same expectations for somebody. Like, you don't have the same expectations for somebody. JC is starting to agree. I guess you're starting to sway him your way. But I don't think it's the same, bro. I don't think it's the same at all. Where it's just like, oh, you was this last year. You made what you think you addition by subtraction, and now you should be the same or better. Like, it's like, I don't think it's a fail.
Bro, they haven't got there since 2004.
I get what you're saying about that, and the Knicks ain't been good since before then.
I don't.
So it's like,
but they have though. They have, regardless of what I'm saying. That's just situational. They're the biggest market, whether they're good, bad. There could be the greatest, there could be the horrible. you're gonna make money regardless, and it's a big market. People, teams, stuff like that, they don't care. They care about success and this, that, and the third. So that's what I see what the trick they're on. The Timberwolves. I don't even know. I can't even tell you the last time the Timberwolves was like when they get to the playoffs. Only last time they got to the playoffs one before Cat and them got there. I can't even name you nobody for real from there besides Stephon Marbury and KG. Who else? Who can I say I can name you from the Timberwolves where they found success when they had runs and stuff like that? I can't
really do it now.
That's what I'm trying to say. You found success. You found success with these two all-stars that you have. That's what I'm trying to tie it into now. You have two all-stars that you found success in. Why would you mess up that? Why would you even take the chance to mess up that? I can even tell you the last time we got here to this point. So why would I even take the chance by messing this chemistry up and by messing these two players up by sending this one here and leaving this one with another all? It makes no sense to me. That literally makes no sense.
So let me
my fault. It's my in closing. So
go ahead.
To repeat what I'm saying, to tie this all together, if I trade him, which we haven't found success in I don't know how long, and we finally got there. The moment we get there, the next season, I trade my all-star, and if I don't get back there again, how can I not look at this as this not being the right trade?
Because you got an all-star in return. You attempted. What
if he leaves next year?
It's like, bro, you got.
So what if he?
We're not even talking about past that. We're talking about next season. We talk about next season as a whole.
And we don't get there, and he leaves us.
And now you go.
This is a horrible trade.
And now you go. Now you got money to go superstar hunting in free agency, if that's what you want to do.
And you know what? My free agency. You know what? Miami or Minnesota.
I feel you.
Miami or Minnesota.
I feel you.
So how did they? So my question to you is, if they don't find any success of how they did the previous year, how am I not supposed to look at this as a horrible trade?
Because the success of the team is not linear. Like it's not built like that, bro. That's not how it works. So you know that though. You know that.
That's what I'm saying though. If you found a little
you
bit
absolutely of know that. That's not how that works.
If you found a little bit of success, why ruin it? If we're not used to success, if we're not built on success, why ruin it?
I get your point, but if you see something that's like, oh, this could make me better, and they said they're talking about for the long haul, this can make me better in the long haul, then you're gonna do that if that's what you feel like it could do.
I guess I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this at all.
I don't agree. I'm just saying to you. So I agree with everything you said, but I ain't gonna say everything. I agree with most of what you said, but I disagree that their season is a failure when every other team does this and their success wouldn't be. Their situation wouldn't be a failure. Like every other team does this and it wouldn't be like, it's a fail because you didn't get back to where you was at. But with them, it's like, no, it's a fail, bro, because you got rid of your all-star and tried to replace him with another all-star. Like, I don't get that part. Like, it just don't, to me, it don't make sense. It's not like they just got rid of him or they just let him walk, or it's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like they got nothing in return. They're getting, like, literally the same production.
You're getting a person who has 1 year left. You just even said it.
I get that. I told you that's the part that I don't. That's the only part I don't like about the trade. If they don't make the Western Conference Finals, that their season was a failure is a little absurd to me, bro.
How?
That's a little far fetched. Okay, that's a little far fetched.
All right. So let me ask you a question, right? So if we were doing this podcast, right? Say we had a third person here, right? And so we got a third person here doing this podcast with us. And we brought a third person here. Now it was just us two at first, and we brought a third person here. And we was doing numbers.
I don't think they're saying they better than me.
And we were doing numbers at first, right? We were doing numbers. We bring a person in here for podcasts like, oh, you know what, Ju? Our chemistry already good, but I'm gonna bring somebody in. We're gonna bring somebody in here. I'm gonna bring somebody in here just to put it in here. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's cool. Let's do it. And our numbers go down because you can see that him or she is not gelling or having the same chemistry as we have. we could now look at that and say, is that the wrong move by bringing this person in here?
Yes, but that's adding without.
So
that's okay. So it's like it'd be different if we had a third person originally. If we had a third person originally, and they was part of the reason this shit was fire. And we said, hey, fuck this shit. And then, but we went and grabbed somebody else whose shit was fire. This nigga, so say the third person wanted us bread, wanted too much bread. All right, bro, we can't make that happen. Unfortunately, we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? We had the third person, bring him on, and our number, and we don't get back to where we was. Say we was doing 1 million views. We won't get to 1 million views, bro. I'm not gonna call it a failure if we get to 875,000. Nigga, that's not a failure. I'm not gonna think of it like that.
Okay, that's right. And we signed this.
I'm not gonna think about it like
that. And we signed him for 1. We signed him for 1 year. Now we want to get rid of him. Now we're going to get rid of him. Now we just stuck with me and you, and our third person's gone somewhere, signed to another deal.
Yeah, but now we got money and
we will never get back to the million ever again.
No, that's not true. Because now we got money. We got money and we got opportunity for people that want to be a part of this.
Well, okay, bet.
That is what they banking on. They banking on that they star is big enough to somebody wants to play with him before his deal is up. Like that is what they banking on. They not banking on him being there forever and we're gonna get a whole bunch of niggas to come to Minnesota. No. Even if they get a vet or something, you never really know how the shit gonna shake out next off season. Obviously, nigga, we talking about this 2 weeks before training camp. So you never really know how nothing's gonna start to shake up.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't think like going into it, placing that sort of stipulation on it, that's a little fucked up. Because I ain't gonna lie, like with our example, bro, if we replace somebody bringing a third and we was at 1 million, now we had 900,000. I can't be like, oh yeah, no, nigga, we failed.
That trajectory is different because we're not physical athletes. But I'm saying the
same. I feel like the same thing is there. Like if they don't make the Western Conference Finals, but they go 7 in the second round and they lose, like it's just.
But that's the thing, though, right? So you got to look at the dynamics into this, right? We're in win mode now. We have a young Anthony Edwards who is fearless, who don't care about nothing but winning, right? We have another all-star who's already seasoned in our organization and who's been here and who's our first all-star since KG to turn things around for our organization. He's here with us now. He's effective. He's efficient, and everybody knows how I feel about Cat. If you know how I feel about Cat. I feel like Cat is soft and he has room to grow. I'm not a big fan of Cat, but I also respect his game and what he brings to the table. So if you have that here and an aging Michael Conley, a vet Michael Conley, who probably has 2 more years of being effective, really being effective, he's on the clock now. So if this doesn't work out, you now have Julius, who might not sign back to you. A Michael Conley who's aging, and you're banking this all, and Rudy Gobert, which you're probably going to free up cap space and probably get somebody in a trade who is forced to come to you guys. Nobody's going to come to you guys in free agent, and it's good. Don't get me wrong, but that's his team, and now I have to play for Minnesota. I have to go to Minnesota to play.
Yeah,
not for stuck with me. Not you didn't draft me here, so I got some ties to you guys where I love you guys. And I just seen how you did Cat. Number one is, if all that goes, you might just be stuck with Anthony Edwards. And you might not get back to where you got to because you decided to blow this up. That's what I'm saying.
I just feel like now we talk about complete roster detonation off of a trade that is like.
That's what could happen, though.
No, bro. Okay, so the answer to your Mike Conley situation is that's why we drafted a point guard.
And Rob, but who thinks that? Like that? But what if Rob doesn't turn out to be? You know what I'm saying? Nobody's
saying he got to be a fucking world beater. But if his career could turn out like Mike Conley's, nigga, he's fine for that situation. Like it ain't.
But from not seeing success to seeing the Western Conference Finals, and we were a game or 2 from getting there. So 2 games. I mean, I think they won like 1. I think that they whooped the Timberwolves' ass. Matter of fact. So to see Western Conference Finals to potentially all this could happen. Yes, Judah, I'm worried about the roster. Yes, I am. What?
Yeah, I think it's overblown at that point. I think you just detonated a whole roster 4 years from now.
Not
And
gonna be 4 years.
goddamn, like,
Julius' contract is up after this year.
I
He
agree.
could go.
I agree.
Tomorrow comes
I agree, but who
if he
says?
goes,
But
Rudy
what
Gobert up
what
out
I
of here on a
what I
first round
also said what I also said about the Julius Randle thing earlier was he's played in big markets already. So maybe some people do get tired of that. He's played in two of the biggest markets in the world.
Okay.
One as the best player, one as somebody that was supposed to come in and help the Lakers.
Okay.
As a, you know what I'm saying, as an 18, 19-year-old. So he's had the pressure pretty much of the world on his shoulders as far as that aspect goes.
Mm-hmm.
So some people might not want to deal with that. So I can't just say he's not going to re-sign in Minnesota because it's Minnesota.
Okay. So sign back to Minnesota.
He might not want to do that. Sign back to Minnesota. So now you got that situation cleared up.
So now you in debt. So now you went from not paying Cat. So now you went from not paying Cat. So you went from pay. So the one to pay Cat all the way to 2027 or 2028. That's cool. No paying. You're paying Julius Randle, who just came off of an injury. An injury. You're gonna pay him. You're gonna pay this man, right? Who's older than Cat, came off of an injury, and this is who you think you're going to get to the Western Conference Finals with? Is this man, this left-hand man right here? That's who you think. Judah, I'm not buying it. Whatever they're selling, I ain't buying. I am not buying it, Judah. I promise you, I'm not buying it. That's crazy. And you're gonna break the bank on him? Unless you're just using him as a guinea pig to pay Nas Reed to see what he does. But other than that,
break the bank is crazy. But
he's going to win the max. He's an all-star. He's going to.
But maybe that don't put me $78 million over the luxury tax that I got to take out of my own pocket at the end of the year. Because that's what they were with Cat. $77.5 million over the luxury tax. I got to pay that out of the pocket, nigga.
I get, Judah, you can't sit here and tell me that you're 100% confident in this trade.
I get where you coming from. I definitely think it's no swap, no swindle, bro. I think we are again being disrespectful to the people that we don't like, and that's just that.
I'm not being disrespectful to Julius or nothing. He's an all-star. You're gonna have to pay that man his money. He's an all-star.
Not even that, but I'm talking about production-wise and his abilities on the floor. I just think we're doing a lot of discrediting right now.
I don't know, buddy. I think that no, I don't. I'm not gonna discredit Julius on his individual game. He worked hard to be an all-star. Worked hard to get his money, so he's rightfully should be paid. What I'm saying is, from a team that just went to, we heard that everything called chemistry, but same thing. You need to be on the same page to win a championship, and from the outside looking in, I'm not even in the NBA. We're not even in the NBA. They say how hard it is to even get to a finals. So let alone you got to the Western Conference Finals. If I'm seeing success at this young man's age, and I just gave him extension. We gave him extension last year. So if I just get this little nigga an extension, I'm paying you already. Why would I not try to see if we can finally get to the finals after not seeing success after all these years? That's what I'm saying. So and then gamble for a person who just came off of an injury, who's older than the all-star player.
It's a shoulder, bro. He ain't tear his fucking ACL. It is a shoulder, nigga. He ain't tear his Achilles.
It doesn't matter. An injury is an injury. It doesn't matter what type of injury you have. An injury is an injury.
I don't think if a nigga, okay. if a nigga had ankles, if a nigga had a bone spur, had to get surgery to remove the bone spur, you're not gonna come back next year and be like, oh, I hope his foot holds up. I hope that doesn't happen. Like, nigga, it wasn't nothing traumatic.
It was traumatic to keep him out 6 months.
Because he had to have a surgery in the middle of the year. In the middle of the year. You are right. That bone spur is also gonna keep if it happened in the beginning of the year, Joel Embiid tore his meniscus.
Okay.
And came back in like 2 months. Maybe less. It was fucking hooping, and he's 7'5", 300 pounds. Nigga, no. What are we talking about?
You know what?
I'm not gonna worry about this nigga's shoulder.
All I'm gonna say is, look, I swear, it's all I'm gonna say. I don't agree with this trade. From my initial thought, from when I seen this trade, I thought it was foolish. Thought they should have at least went in the season to see how what kind of just transpired. That's me personally. If the Knicks trade works out, it works out. If the Timberwolves trade works out, it works out. If the Knicks trade doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If the Timberwolves trade doesn't work out, it just doesn't work out. From what I can see is, I'm leaning towards it's not working out for either team. That's what I see in my future. And I guarantee you, Judah, if the Timberwolves don't get back there, if they're terrible, I'm on the pod like this. I told you so. That's fine. Because I don't see it. And I can't see it. You might see it, but I don't. I don't, Judah.
Hey,
I don't, Judah. This time we disagree on this one.
That's cool. We disagree. That is perfectly fine with me, and I think that's great. That might be great for the viewers, but I don't think. I think it's even swap, no swindle. You get what you needed. I get what I needed, or you get what you think you needed. I get what I think I needed. Let's not even say need. You get what you wanted. I get what I want. Even swap, no swindle.
Now if how can I say this? Now I say if they get rid of Rudy Gobert, get rid of Rudy Gobert and bring in somebody else, matched up with Julius who can fit him, maybe we'll have a different discussion. If they sign Julius, break him off some dough, get rid of Rudy. If they don't make it to the Western Conference Finals, get rid of Rudy, bring somebody in, sign Julius back. They'll probably have a different conversation than we have. Or just slide Nas Reed into that position. That wouldn't be that bad. You got to get rid of Rudy, though, and bring in some more pieces. Got to get rid of Rudy. Sorry. Got to get rid of Rudy. And that's all I'm done with this. If you got rid of Cat, you got to get rid of Rudy. You have to, Judah. You have to. I see you thinking you have to get rid of Rudy.
Oh, well, on that, I'm thinking from a business perspective and the investments I made. I essentially I invested 4 players and like 4 picks. Now I might have got fleeced, but now I got to stand on that decision as a businessman. Like it just is what it is. That's what I'm saying. Shit, you got to stand on it. And we talk about Rudy Gobert because he's winning Defensive Player of the Year. We talk about him like this because he's winning Defensive Player of the Year. Let's put that in the context real quick, though. We talk about him in such a negative light because he's winning Defensive Player of the Year, and we don't think he earned it.
Yeah, but
we don't like him. But he's not non-productive. He's not non-effective. He's not just out there, by the way. Like, just putting that out in the ocean. Like, it ain't just that. But we and I'll say we as a whole don't like Rudy Gobert because we don't think he deserves the accolades that he receives. Not that he's not good at what he's supposed to do. Like, personally, I think he's really good at what he's asked to do. The motherfucker is asked to stand under the rim and block shots and be a help defender. It's not his fault that other niggas vote for it and say he the best at it. Like, let's just put that out there. You feel me?
Well, when I say him, I wasn't speaking due to the fact that I don't like Rudy Gobert, which is definitely true. But the reason what I'm saying is because sometimes he's sometimes he can be a liability. That's what I think we're all mad about. Because if you're a defender, that means all around. You should be defensive year award should be you should be making a immediate impact probably almost everywhere. You shouldn't have no holes in your defensive game almost.
That's how we categorize it. That's why we're angry. That's why we as a whole be upset.
I'm not talking about this, the reason why he should get traded. I'm saying I feel like if you bring in Nas, if you're gonna pay Nas, because he's after this year he's a free agent, you're saying if you're gonna pay Julius and Nas, I feel like you should trade Rudy Gobert. To free up space, and I think that would kind of flow better. You know what I mean? You have more offensive side and defense.
I agree with you. I just personally, me even interjecting that part, I just personally, bro, I don't be liking and I do it sometimes too, so you catch me if I do it. I just don't be liking the slander of certain niggas when it be like, we really don't like them for other reasons besides, like, that's not involved with a game. Like, we don't like him, like I said, because of the accolades he receives from people that vote on it that also not in the NBA. Like, these is niggas that are beat writers and commentators, like they look at analytics and in-depth stats and shit and be like, oh, well, he's the best at it. You know what I'm saying? That's how they started to get to Jokic is not the worst paint defender. Like, shit, by the numbers, he's actually one of the best. Like, that's how they get into it. So, me personally, I can't be like, Rudy Gobert some shit. It's like, no, he not some shit. Shit, do he garner what was given to him? Maybe not, because we view it a little different. Like, we think niggas should be able, if a big win defensive player of the year, we think he should be able to guard the perimeter and the paint as well.
Yes. I do believe that. Yes.
That is your thought process. That's not the thought process. And that's the thought process of a lot of us, but that's not the thought process of the niggas that vote. It's not his fault that he's good at that. That they say funnel him into me and let me block it. Like, it's not his fault.
At least stop him 2 times out of the 5 that you're matched up on the perimeter with him. Every time I see him on the perimeter, he's dancing. He's literally dancing. Every time I see him on the perimeter, he's dancing.
Agreed.
What am I supposed to do with that?
Agreed, but Giannis won a defensive player of the year, and that's what he do on the perimeter. He dance. We just love him because he can also score the ball.
To certain players, he dances. But when I see Tyus Jones bring you up to the top of the key,
I think you need to. We finna end this shortly, but I think you need to reevaluate your Giannis defensive perimeter takes. I need you to go.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and say he don't dance, but certain players can make him dance. But certain players he can lock up though on the perimeter, brother.
Well, I don't know if they do the.
He not.
I don't know if they do that dance in Greece. They do that dance in Greece.
He not
a Greek dance or something.
Bro, he's not dancing more than Rudy Gobert on that perimeter.
The boogeyman. Nigga look like he playing.
Nigga
look like he playing hopscotch.
Whoever's still in the stream, please ask Judah, who gets more shook on the perimeter, Rudy Gobert or Giannis Antetokounmpo? It's Rudy Gobert.
I agree with you. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying you said. I'm just saying Giannis ain't.
Okay, but Giannis is giving me 50 on the other end. He's giving me 50 on the other end.
That has nothing. JC said the same shit about offense. JC said the same shit about offense. That has absolutely nothing to do with the conversation.
Like, bro,
has absolutely nothing to do with the conversation.
So I can let that slide. I'm not letting you slide and you giving me 2 points and then you getting shook out your boots on the perimeter. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that, Drew. No.
See, you want me to Giannis can't guard shit on the perimeter, but he gonna drop buckets.
You want me to treat Giannis like how I treat Rudy? I'm not treating. I'm not
saying that.
So when you get broken off, when you get broken off like that, I'm not mad. I'm not as mad at you because you giving me 50 tonight.
I was trying to use another big player that be out there on the perimeter. Like, can't use AD because AD is pretty good on the perimeter, but like it's niggas that have won defensive player of the year that we don't mind winning defensive player of the year, and they got some of the same problems he got. Like, that's all I'm saying. That's all I was getting at with that one. Like, they got some of the same holes on defense that he got, and we don't mind them getting it for other reasons. And that's what I'm saying. If we're not talking just defense perspective, then his defensive player of the year shouldn't matter that much to us.
The reason why I respect Giannis's defensive player of the year is because besides LeBron James, nobody's going to make that block on Chris Paul. Nobody makes that block on Chris Paul besides LeBron James. That's why when he gets defensive player of the year, okay, I see it. I'm not saying I don't see Rudy Gobert. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying the frustrations from people.
Because so I was going to name my one Rudy Gobert play. I was definitely going to name my one.
You can't come. Nobody. I'm talking about defense. So if a person, nobody makes that play besides. Correct me if I'm wrong. Does anybody make that play besides Giannis, LeBron James, and might be Anthony Edwards? Does anybody else make that play?
Like currently, maybe not, because that's more. To me, that's more of a pursuit thing. But it ain't the fact that you can block shots. No, I agree. I'm saying that's why I can't really find nobody else who really gonna do that, because that's a pursuit thing. That's a
And that's the reason why. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's a chase down type block type thing.
So when I see you getting broke off on the perimeter and you dropping 50 and still making effort plays like that, I can't. It's like I can't. How am I supposed to be that much mad? I can't ask you to do everything. Rudy Gobert, I can ask you to do more than what you're doing right now, and you win in Defensive Player of the Years. I can ask you more than what you provide on the defensive end. I can ask more of you. And you already don't provide the offense, and you make bonehead decisions. So when people get mad at you, I see why people get mad at you. You can't sit there and be like, oh, they're just saying this just cause. They're just saying this because I'm this, that. No, brother. I see you get dunked on by a Brazilian who I don't know the name of. I've seen this. I've seen you get broken off by Shea Alexander.
I was about to say, and all the shot blockers that tell you gonna get got. You gonna get
That's true.
got, or you gonna put them on
That's
their
true.
ass. It's one or the other.
That's
You
true.
gonna get got, or you gonna put them on their ass.
That is true. But so when you bring up, I'm only bringing this whole spiel because you brought up Giannis. So when I bring up Giannis, I give him more of a leeway than I would ever give Rudy Gobert because of the type of player he is, and the type of plays that he makes.
Yeah, the type of basketball player he is, not the type
I'm not about to.
player he is.
And defensive player, like I just said, who named
I heard you.
No,
I heard you. I get where you coming from on that. I don't know.
Nobody. You can't name me two other players that make that same play.
No, I'm not even talking about that. I just because you're right, but I don't know, bro. I don't really. It's like being mad at a quarterback because he can't catch. It's like I don't need you to play receiver, nigga. That's not what you're here for. He didn't make the NBA because he could score. That's all I'm saying. Like all this, oh yeah, he could score. He don't get no buckets. It's like, nigga, you didn't make the NBA because you could score. You didn't make the NBA at all because you could score the ball. We knew you couldn't score when we got you. We knew you couldn't catch when we got you. We knew all of these bad things about you when you was drafted, nigga. Like,
nigga, I don't even know this nigga's rebounding. Yeah, he's a good rebounder.
No, yeah, he averaged probably about 12. That's without me looking at.
You got 12.9 rebounds.
That's what I'm saying. Like 12 boards. What is it? Probably like 2 blocks. 2 blocks, maybe a steal.
Yeah, it's 2.
Like,
2
you know what I mean? Like
0.7. Yeah, you're not even a full steal, but
shit, yeah, I mean, I think most niggas that lead the league in steals probably.
It's just certain players that we bring up that I have a strong stance on. I have a strong stance on Rudy Gobert's game. There's so many holes in his games. His game. I can't even like him. Like I can't even pretend that I like him. There's so many holes in his game when I watch it. It's visibly frustrating. Like when I look at you, I get frustrated sometimes. The same way I get frustrated at Cat. That's why I don't really like him like that. And same about Julius. So I guess this argument was already a soapbox thing for me. So.
Oh yeah, I could tell. I could tell when niggas just don't like niggas. That's why I said what I said though. Like we judge people off the fact that we don't like them.
But also,
and not really.
I can totally dislike you, and I understand why you're here, and I understand who you are. So it's like that's same thing I'm talking about Cat and Julius. I opened this up by saying I didn't like them, and everybody should know how I feel about them. Or if you know me, you should know how I feel about them. But I'm not gonna discredit you. You're an all-star. Julius Randle was an all-star. I don't like his game at all, but that man is an all-star, and he worked hard to get to an all-star point. He went from the Lakers to the Pelicans to the Knicks and found a home to become an all-star. So I can never shit on him for that. I don't like his game though. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, he nice.
Agreed. And you ain't got to. I feel you, but I think that
he effective though.
I think that part take a play in your take, brother. Where you're like, I don't think he cold, but like Cat, you can look at the skill, and I said that before you got on here. You can look at the skill and be like, he might be one of the most skilled bigs ever, just like from a skill perspective, not skill matching production, but like just from a skill perspective, and that's why, and it's more appealing to the eye, so that's why more people are like, yeah, nah, he's the better option, and it's like, no, not really, because even you said earlier though, you were surprised that his numbers was what they was.
Yeah, when I
it's like, yes, your game is appealing, but you do the same things that he do. 21-8 is Julius Randle in his sleep.
But no, dead serious. Like that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I kept saying to you. I don't want to disrespect Julius Randle's game. Just because it doesn't look good to me, it doesn't mean anything. I don't like Cat how soft Cat is. He can do way more to provide more for Anthony Edwards than he has. My thing with them is when I look at the two, and look at the other two. I look at cosmetically, whose game is better, I say Cat. When I look at the statistics, I'm like, damn, Julius' game is a little better. But this is where I told you, though. Cat can give you 40 points. Cat can give you 40 points out of Cat can give you 40 points out of like the, probably like, let me say like, he'll give you 20, 30, and he'll give you 40. Then he'll give you 15. but then he can give you 30 something, a deep 30 again. Julius don't do that. Julius don't have a crazy scoring outburst like how Cat can, and you're saying that due to the threes. So how can I not say that Cat is slightly better than Julius?
Well, I'm about to look up how many 40-point games Cat done had.
He has 13, and Julius has 1. Look it up last night. Julius has 1. He has like 13.
That might be exactly 4. No, he has 11.
Who got 11?
Julius.
I'm looking at it right now.
I'm
Julius
on StatMuse.
Randle.
December 5th, 2023. He had 41 games.
Hold on. Games.
Right.
Hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Julius Randle played in 1 with 40+ point games with the Bucks on December 5th.
Is that's the StatMuse? Click it.
Yes, it says StatMuse right here.
Open it.
Julius Randle, 37 minutes. Are you looking at points, nigga?
Yeah. Yeah, nigga.
I'm looking at points, right? I'm looking at points right now. I'm looking at points right now.
Nigga, I'm looking at the points. December 5th, 2023 against the Bucks, like you said, he had 41. Then what is that? March 20th.
I'm honestly not seeing it.
March 20th, 2023 against Minnesota, he had 57. March 3rd, 2023. March 3rd, 2023 against Miami, he had 43.
Let me see.
February 24th, 2023 against Washington, he had 46. The beginning of the year, January 15th, he had 42 against Detroit. December.
I'm literally hold up before you keep.
I'll screenshot it and send it to you.
I'm on StatMuse. Yes, please screenshot
it's
it.
It's a 40-point games. It's 40-point games game log. Like that's what it's typed in.
Because right now, I'm gonna say minute, rebound, assists, steals, blocks, field goal percentage, field goal, 3-point percentage made. Field goal to 10.
That's that minutes. Let's move it over to points.
That's what I'm saying. I'm moving all the way over. I don't.
Look at points. Look at the screen.
How you get to the points though?
I typed it in Google. And I opened the first link. That's what happened.
I'm on StatMuse right now, and I don't see it.
Now I'm on StatMuse.
Let me go to another source, ESPN.
So like that's what I'm on, and he has 11. Dating back,
he has 11 40-point game. Well, last night when I checked it, it said he only had 1.
Right. I knew that couldn't be true. Though.
Let me see.
Look. So let's just. I mean, you could fact check it the long way if you want to.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
But like, because it tell me though, 37 minutes, 4 rebounds, say 19 to 29, shot 65%. That game he had 40 against the Bucks. He went 14 to 19, 73%, 2 for 2 from 3.
But you seen where it said 1 game with 40, right? Or am I?
Yeah, that's how this starts too. It says which way? That's even how this one starts.
I looked it up last night.
Julius Randle played in 1 game with 40+ points against the Bucks on the that's how it starts. But when you scroll, it's 100% more than 1 40-point game on it.
Let me see.
That's what I'm saying. Like I've seen him do that. That's why I was a little confused when you was talking about them 40-point games. Because I was like, I know Cat had a 60, but damn, ain't no way Julius Randle just ain't.
I ain't even know getting no bucks. See, and that's even crazy. 60 points this year
they lost. In a game they lost.
I know. I remember this shit.
But 60 this year they lost.
But bro, 60 points, and you not Shaq is crazy.
No, I feel you.
It's still not showing points. I don't see why.
No, I'm seeing your screenshot right now. But I definitely think he just had I definitely think. Well, I know Julius Randle had more 40-point games than what we was trying to make it seem.
I'm about to say because like I only seen it last night. I seen 1. I'm like, nigga.
Yeah, that's why I said you gotta open it, bro.
And that's randomly what I thought. I'm like, well, if that averages same amount of points, who probably has the most career highs?
And they also don't though. And they also don't because Julius Randle last year he was averaging 24, 9, and 5. Cat was averaging 19, 9, and 3.
Man,
you know what I mean?
He's averaging 21 last year.
Bro,
Cat,
on whatchamacallit.
Averaging 21.
Bro, 2023-2024 season stats. I'm on ESPN. It say 19.1. That was 24th. It say 9 rebounds. That was 13. 2.6 assists. 46 from the field.
I literally just looked this up last night. Let's see, 2023. Well, ESPN it said 19. NBA.com it says 21. So I don't know.
Okay, well, shake it out around there.
Yeah, I
19
don't
to
really
20.
know.
And Julius
Yeah,
Randle
so-
was averaging 24. Yeah, 24 and a half, 24, 9, and
Yeah,
5.
because look it up on NBA right now. It say shit. He averaging 21.8, 8.3, 3-point assists and shit.
I wonder, you think
I
they
don't know
factor in? You think NBA.com factor in the playoffs? I would hope not.
Shit. I don't know who to believe. Niggas got it. I'm serious. Niggas got us all discombobulated. I'm seeing one thing. You see another thing. I'm trying to figure out what's right and what's wrong.
No, I feel you on that.
Because
I definitely think he has more than one 40-point game, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm saying you just got to do it. I sent you the.
I just didn't see it.
I sent you the screenshot, and it got the dates of the games on there. So you just got to go to that game. You got to look up that date, that game, and then look up the box scores. That's it.
Let me see one more time. You said one. Julius Randle. What game did you say you dropped 57 on? Who?
Let me get 1 second. 57 against Minnesota, against Cat and them.
Drops 57.
It was March 20th, 2023.
Yeah, like I said, I believe you. I just didn't see it on the thing. When it said one, I'm like, nigga, that kind of makes sense, though. If he only got one 40-point game and he got 13 40-point games, I'm like,
no, it's if Cat got 13, then Julius Randle has 11.
If he got 11, he got 13.
You know, so it's 13 to 11, and Julius Randle ain't finished the season last year. Ain't no telling whether he had another 40.
That was all for last year or just.
Well, I'm saying career. I'm saying so I'm saying so ain't no telling if he would have added to that.
Yeah.
If he played during the year, like
if he got 11, he got 13. They're about equivalent, but like I said, I'm
about the same through production wise. That's what I'm saying. It's a fit thing. It's a fit thing for you, and we think it makes sense because, like JC said, your main player is a driver going downhill, so it only makes sense that you get things that can spread that out. But he's evolving his game. He's going to start to operate a lot more in the mid range. It's not going to take a lot of barreling down there like he tried to do, in my personal opinion. So, you know, we're going to see. Yeah. But we should just get out of here, man. We've been rambling for 2 hours.
Hey, this is makeup time, y'all. I'm sorry for being late. Audience, my bad, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Your boy had a prior engagement and won't happen again, y'all.
Feel me? I think we all kind of went out last night. Had our own things going on. I definitely didn't go to sleep till 6 this morning. So,
oh boy,
yeah.
My boy out here living his best life, man. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to.
Everybody saying I ain't had work today. I'm about to make this last.
Man,
I feel it, man.
You know what? Crazy. But man, y'all go ahead. If y'all stuck around, we appreciate y'all. If y'all tapped in at any point, we appreciate y'all. If y'all want to do y'all due diligence and watch from the beginning, watch me ramble for about 20 minutes. If not, I'll probably do y'all a favor, man. I'm gonna just go in there and because most of the things I brought up by myself got re-brought up with LA. I probably just put the little thing in the edit. No, you good. I probably just put the little thing in the edit so you know how far to scroll before LA gets here. So then y'all can just join from there, and then we go on and whatnot.
Hey man, my fault, y'all. Drew tried to make me feel bad, y'all. My fault, y'all.
I was dead ass.
Make sure y'all put it in there so I got to hear nothing he was talking about. He already brought up again.
Yeah, I was dead ass though. I wasn't even joking. I wasn't trying to make you feel bad. I wasn't joking either. I got y'all. I know it's hard. It was hard hearing me ramble, so I know y'all might not want to. That's why I say that. So.
And my fault for the soapbox, y'all. I'm real passionate about this situation now.
No, it's appreciated, man. We don't get that from you. We need the emotion from you. I'm usually the one that go on my soapbox and be cussing people out and shit. So it's always appreciated. Shout out Julius Randle. That's all I gotta say.
Before we get off, did somebody get paid too?
Get paid, young nigga. Terrence Mann, 3 years, $47 million. 15.6. Shout out Terrence Mann. We didn't talk about that, and we're not gonna get into that right now.
No, definitely not. But, I just want to shout him out.
No. I'm saying I was just gonna say something. They sure got a lot of money going around that they didn't want to give to PG. They sure got a lot of money flowing around this bitch that they didn't have for Paul George. So I don't blame the nigga for doing anything he wanted to do and saying, fuck y'all. I 100% now I am on team with that. Because, nigga, y'all have paid and or signed 6 niggas since me. And ain't none of them going to amount to me. So it just is what it is. But yeah, man, we out. We appreciate y'all.
All right, man. Subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe.
Yeah, man. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. We love y'all. I like